Welcome. Boy, I hope you can hear me. I just put in this new system in my computer. I hope it's on. Tracy, if you can hear me, please check it out. Welcome to ALPOUGH. We're going to go on here. And what is it? 2:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday afternoon. I'm here. You're here. I'm glad that we're all together. And that just to let you know, this when it's live, there's no jive, baby. When it comes up, it comes up. And I just want to make sure that I'm on. Hold on here. Since I don't have anybody on right now anyway. 2, 3. Let's see here, Tracy. Test 1, 2.
Yes.
Are you on the show?
No, I'm not.
Get on it. I need to see if whether or not I have sound.
Okay.
Hurry.
Okay, I'm going.
All right, I'm waiting. I'm on the phone.
Okay.
Are you on the show? Oh, okay. I got the okay. All right. I got the okay. Thanks, Link. You're my savior, buddy. Appreciate you, man. It's been a weird day, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay. So thank you so much, man. Really, man. You just made my day. I can't believe that. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So today was, really one of those days. I think we've been having just things have been strange for all of us here in the last, I don't know, year and a half. But today I just felt much more the feeling. I get up and I'm like, what do I feel? What is the world? What am I feeling from everybody? What am I? It's like, Mother, show me, what am I feeling? What should I feel? What should I risk? What should I talk about today? And really what came up was loss has its cost. And sometimes, Mother will speak to me in rhymes like that. Loss has its cost. Talk about that. Okay. Loss has its cost. I think if anybody can talk about that, it's me. Over the last year, losing my dog, losing my father and my mother into debilitation. So losing an income, losing all kinds of things. So if there's anybody I think I can talk about it, it's me. But what I want to do is I really want to get into on what everyone says when you have loss and what is actually the cost. You know how, a loaf of bread is, what is it, $7 now, $6 you can find, right? I mean, everything's gone up. So, it has its cost. So loss, everyone thinks there is a cost. The cost, what is it is first. Now we go by the old generalizations. First is denial. I tell you, it's denial. No, it didn't happen. No, my father didn't die. No, my dog isn't dead. Okay, I don't. Just identifying that was something I did not experience. It was not denial. Okay, it wasn't. So for me, that personally was not what I have. But this is what is being. We're going by the general. And then the next thing is anger. You get angry, and I didn't get angry. It wasn't angry for me. I didn't feel that. Then the next thing is acceptance. So denial, anger, and acceptance. All right. So I want to go back to, so for me, about the denial. All right. There was not about denial. It was the fact. All right. So for me, I went straight to acceptance, because until I accept something, I'm not about denial. I'm about the reality. I want to know the reality, because I live in the moment and I want to know that. And part of living in the moment is acceptance. Okay. So was there the anger? Really, it was never that with me, or denial. There's some other things, like my business. There was that. Okay, I already went into that in another video. Just came out last week. Okay, so but I'm more about what about after that? What about after that? All right. Now, just to get straight up here, it's easier on some than others. So if somebody passes or you lose something or whatever, it depends on how close you are to that person or thing. But even in the hardest things, like losing a parent or losing someone that was extremely close to you, like your dog, other people are just totally different about it. I just let you know, everyone I met, everyone had their own experiences. Everyone had their own opinions on how I should handle it. I didn't need any opinions on how to handle it. Okay. I'm 64 years old and I've been through death. Now, it wasn't just death, loss of parents, COVID-19. COVID-19 took everybody, people who were denying of deaths of COVID-19. Well, I'm just telling you right now, I went through deaths. There were people who died that I knew that died and didn't have to die. So, who we're coming down to mourning. And so now that's a whole different subject. They don't say that. Maybe that's part of the acceptance, but mourning is really where the actual feeling of it, and mourning is uncontrollable. It really is. It comes on you like a wave when you're not expecting it. And there's nothing you can do but go somewhere and hide and go through it. It's just different for everybody. When you have a combo of things that happen to you, then you have 3 or 4 things that just hit you all at once. But I found that in my mourning, you see, and in my acceptance, on each person that I lost, I was mourning each one of them separately. It wasn't so much as all of them at once. It was each one of them separate at a certain time. Okay. So I know thyself, that's one of the most important things, knowing thyself. And that's one of the things I encourage you to, really take, you want to take a stock of exactly who you are. I mean, it is so much important that we know thyself. So, in this whole perspective here, so a lot of times people have the expectation of when you lose someone really heavy, it's 3 days. When I used to work at Ford, depending on who died, you got so many days off. So I don't work there anymore, but if it was, I would have gotten 5 days off if my dad died. I got 3 days off when my grandma died. But you don't get no days when your dog died. But I will tell you this, when my last dog died before Isabella was Zammer, and he was my golden retriever who it's been 15 years since he's been gone over, and I still think about him. So, the obvious thing is usually people give you 3 days. So I'll give you an example. 3 days, somebody calls me 3 days after Izzy died. How you doing? I'm miserable. Well, what do you mean you're miserable? Well, you asked. You asked. What, do you want me to lie to you? I don't do that. Unless you're, business person or whatever. But no, I'm going to tell you, I'm miserable. Oh, well, why don't you go to a doctor? There is no doctor that can take this pain away. Okay. So 3 days ain't enough for you. Part of whole defending who you are is expressing who you are and giving people the boundaries on to not be flippant on how long you should be at a loss for someone. Okay? Because sometimes it can take 3 years. Years. I'm just making it up here, 3 years. Okay? Sometimes it can be 3 decades. You ask a widow who lost her husband. You lost people who lost their mother early or their father early. They may have lost them when they were a teen and now they're in their 50s and they still miss him. So you cannot state when someone is supposed to be over of the cost of the loss. Now, I will say that a lot of us, I'm speaking for you who are sensitive. I'm speaking for the ones who, you may not be in this audience right now, though I appreciate everyone in the audience, but I know that people are going to be watching this show, watching it today, tomorrow, and years from now. You have permission. You give yourself that permission to mourn the rest of your life. It doesn't mean it stops you from living. As a matter of fact, to know that you love someone is strength. I carry my father's love, my dog, my mom, the things that they taught me. It makes me remember those times. It actually makes me a better person because I know there's no need to feel guilty. Sometimes you feel guilty. Some people tell you, well, you didn't live, you didn't do enough for them, yada, 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 for them. That's why you feel guilty. It's not about guilty. So guilty is different than wishing you had more time with them. Just wishing you had more time with them. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. And it is okay to miss them for the rest of your days. Good memories never go die, baby. They never die. Doesn't mean you're living in the past, but you could always reflect on the good times. And there's nothing wrong with reflecting on the good times. It's really the trauma that stops us. And we've, I'll continue to talk about CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, that we all have seen develop. I call it now the COVID post-stress, COVID post-traumatic stress disorder. That is a term now that's being termed. So it's okay to miss them, guys. It's all right. Give yourself permission. I don't care what age you are. Okay. I don't know, where was I? Okay. You see, you long they were still here. You see, that's part of it. That's really the definition, I think, of mourning. You just long that they were still here. You've accepted they've gone on, man. I don't think Sophia made no trash. Dogs, we all go on. We all go on. That's the beauty of it. So now it depends on your age. You know what I mean? I know when you're younger, it's a little bit different. When you're older, it's a little bit different. And your experience is a little bit different when people die. Sometimes you start to make yourself not want to get close to people. Don't do that. You can always find someone who you can relate to. You just got to keep putting yourself out there. Don't isolate yourself because you don't want to hurt at the loss. To love is to risk. Higher the risk, higher the reward. And always know that love is worth the risk. Don't feel bad because you move on better. Okay? Now, some of you there, you understand it. You get it. You go on. You appreciate them. You don't cry. You may a little bit. And you move on. And that's okay. And you're the one who's supposed to help the ones move on as they go on. But just remember to be sensitive about them. And don't put them in a box and tell them, well, I'm not crying because I did everything I did. You're crying because you didn't do anything. or you didn't do enough, or you just felt you didn't accomplish something. Everybody's different. Everybody understands. So don't feel bad because you don't. All right? It's okay. I'm not expecting that. But every spirit in this world is different. We're all different. If you've ever met anyone completely like you, then you're looking in the mirror. Okay? Because there is no one like you. Sophia, the Holy Spirit. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Oh, gosh. Well, I am a really trippy speller. I got A's in spelling, and I don't like to get it spelled. Sophia, the Holy Spirit created us all different. That's why we're so unique. That's the greatness of us. And it's for a reason. It literally is. And it's to share each person's experience. It does help that some people get over things quicker, because that, again, is something that you can draw on. Okay. But one of the things is we have to understand with each other is just that some are easier than others. You know, losing your dad's totally different than, losing your car. Okay. Or even losing a house. Okay. You might feel the same way about the house. So it just depends. Losing your wallet. Okay. Some people cry we're losing their wallet. I get it, man. You got everything in that wallet. All right. So we take it one loss at a time. That is my experience that I want to share with you. One loss at a time. You don't deal it as a bunch. You deal it one thing at a time. You don't allow that whole thing to just cave in on you. And yes, it can. It can. Okay. I'm not saying it's easy. Losing, mourning, there is no easy route. If there was, I'd already gone through it, guys. Believe me. There's the loss I've had. I just take it one loss at a time and one day at a time. That's all we can do, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we can do, friends. And that's why it's so important for us to start a community. Start this community, starting right here. We got 246 subscribers. Well, since I started April 1st, and over 20,000 views. And I don't even know how we're here. I just know that I'm here. This is the 104th show. I'll be back at 6:30. See if we got any comment. Okay. Moving on is the hard part. It is. It's the hard part. I think that's one of the best things to say right now. It ain't easy. It's not easy. Is that proper English? It's not easy. So, hey, it's not easy doing these shows 2 times a day either. So I really appreciate y'all coming in. You'll be coming in later. I noticed lots of people are watching me after the show, but of course, how can you not? When you're busy, when you're working, remember when you get off work. But we'll be back at 6:30. I can't wait to get here. Just know I love you and I support you in your mourning and in also your future mourning, because death comes to all of us, but we all pass on. And that's the good news. ALPOUGH. That's me. Alpo. First name Michael. Call me Comet. Love you now. See you next time.